People ask me all the time, you know, what inspires you? What inspires your menu? And I always say, you know, I don't know. I don't read a lot of cookbooks. I don't watch a lot of cooking shows, but I cook from my heart and soul. And I do a lot of traveling, and I get inspired by the ceviche that I ate in Ensenada, or the fish taco that I had from this cart, you know, in Rosarito. And, you know, being here in San Diego, we're so blessed that we have the availability to be able to source all these wonderful products. You know, sometimes we're buying fish probably a quarter mile from the restaurant, you know, just in our own backyard. I'll just say, hey, this yellowtail was caught in that kelp bed right over here. And to me, it's just one of the highlights of being here at Fish 101.
2 cheese sandwich, please. 3 salmon, 4 mahi, 1 shrimp torta. Is it brown? Can we go brown here?
Fish 101 is a restaurant, but it is also apparently a brand now. And it embodies the lifestyle of North County. After college, I went to culinary school in San Francisco, and that's where I met my restaurant partner, Ray Lowe.
John and I met probably around 20 years ago. We worked together at a sushi bar in San Francisco. He was a surfer, and I was surfing as well, so we just became good friends and started going on surf trips together.
And even though San Francisco is so close, yet it's so different. And I used to tell these kids all the time, you know, it's great here, but you should experience living in the Bay Area.
We ended up getting that Fish 101 van all packed up, and we brought it up to San Francisco, which was really cool. It's pretty raw up there, but you're also in the middle of a really killer city, which is super rare in surfing, you know, to have both things going on at once.
Taylor and I both love it up there, and we thought we could take the kids up there and get them into some bigger surf, and you know, they'll be able to ride bigger boards, a lot thicker wetsuits, so we thought it'd be a great little place to get them out in.
Oh, I forgot the water's cold.
Oh, if I didn't have the wetsuit on, you'd be in
Oh,
yeah.
Ed Bull.
Ed Bull. This is the beauty right here.
It was cool to see them put their gloves on and their hoods on their booties and their 5mm wetsuits and get out there, and they all charged. It was really cool.
The reason why we decided to go up there, because it's like one of the hardest waves to surf. You know, there's no channel, the waves are breaking all over the place. It can be really humbling. And I've always learned so much surfing up there, and I just thought, like, man, like I wish I would have surfed out here a lot younger, because I would have learned a lot at a young age, how to ride bigger boards, how to read the ocean, and we thought that if we had them up there, that they'd be able to learn a lot and really make every other beach break you go to seem easy.
God. It's
Keep
like,
smelling it.
you get it within like this close and it's like Sex Panther. It's like, oh, Jesus, it's terrible. It's the worst smell in the world.
I think, all in all, it was definitely what we expected. At times, it was better than what we expected. And then at times, it was probably, maybe we were hoping it was a little bit better, but I think we were able to pluck some like really good windows when it all came together.
The pier jump is a great moment. I mean, that's just like, you got Damo's energy, he's all fired up. Let's get the whole group to jump off the pier. It was like, all right, let's do it.
Because most piers, you're not allowed to jump off. It is usually like give you grief. And then we got this one buddy we were hanging with. He's like, yeah, you can jump off this pier, no one cares.
We're about to send it.
We're gonna send it?
That's what's going on.
Yep, Levi's not, he's got his game face on. No smiling right now, no smiling before the jump. It's a big jump, okay? I'm not scared at all, but it's one of the biggest jumps you'll ever see.
Alyssa had like a super fun act, because I was like, okay, so just all you gotta do is just make sure your board's like away from you. It looks like she like hits right on her board. Fortunately, she was all okay, and she came up, it's like, yeah, I'm fine.
And the hair, it stands on the back of our necks, and I swear it shows. Heaven must be just like that.
I do feel it's like my obligation to like give back as much as I can, especially to the younger generation. Hopefully they just got to surf waves that they might have not surfed, and saw new areas of the coast that they could come back to.
I don't know what they got out of it, but I really hope that they saw, Fish 101's generosity, for one, taking the time and the money and everything it took to make that trip happen. I think it's really, they should be really appreciative of, having someone like Fish 101 behind them.
So the process of fish to fork or sea to table here at Fish 101 is, for example, I'll get a text one afternoon and one of my commercial fishermen will say, hey, I have a 42-pound yellowtail that I just caught. And I'll say, great, I'll see you in a couple of hours. I'll meet him here, we'll admire the fish, we'll talk fish story, and then our fish butcher Josh will fillet it perfectly right there on the spot. And a lot of times it's served that night or that day.
I was in Tavaroa one year, a little while back, and the waves went pretty flat, so I decided to kick off the beach, and Eddie, who's a boatman over there, he let me borrow one of his pole spears and kind of like went out into the rock, shot a couple fish. I absolutely destroyed his pole spear, but got a couple fish and I was hooked, and I knew I want to do that more often. Fish 101 popped up right down the street from my house, and I went there a few times, and I really liked the vibe, and I always knew, I heard there's this guy who was like this badass diver who put that restaurant in there, and I always heard about him, but I hadn't met him yet. And then as soon as I met him, he was just telling me the stories about him diving and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, this guy's legit, you know, and I really wanted to get to know him better.
Nice job, Ryder.
John has been a huge influence on my life, not only in the water, but outside the water as well. And I kind of use the tips that he showed me from his years of diving experience for white sea bass and kind of put them into my own little deck of cards. John from Fish 101 has been a huge mentor in my life ever since I met him, you know, not only from an aquatic standpoint from my diving, but as like his personality as well, his like positive outlook on things and how he really just wants to make sure everyone around him's happy and, you know, just taken care of. And I try to be like John as much as I can.
Jackson, you want some coffee?
I'm gonna need something to get this tangle out of this.
Dude, sashimi.
What we got here is we have a
That was
young angler
sashimi.
that just lost his catch.
Oh my god, Noah.
That thing's gonna like snap.
Slam this thing up.
Yeah, Noah.
Oh! Oh, look at that thing!
Dude, look at that thing. Oh my god. On the fucking He got demon.
Hey, where's the pliers?
Get him now!
Oh, he's up!
Hey,
Oh, he's taking me for a ride.
Oh!
Oh, no, God. Oh, no, not the braid, not the braid. Are we still tangled?
This guy's
No, we're good.
insane.
What the? Dude, it's like a tuna.
Everybody's coming to be shown.
biggest tuna you've ever caught?
I'm not sure. To my size, it looked like it was 100 pounds, all right? Mine was like
There we have it, 100 pounds.
48 hours later.
Oh, that is solid.
Oh my god. That thing is hard. That thing is Oh my god.
Ray, an hour later, that's it.
I think being able to experience different locations and cultures is very valuable. I mean, when I look back at my life experiences, some of the things that have created the best memories for me have been traveling and experiencing different cultures and languages and food. And even though we live in this slice of paradise here in North County, the world is a big place, and it's great to see not just other cultures, but other regions.
We are in Jamaica.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh my, this is fucking nice.
Dude, I'm not looking at that.
Crossing, baby.
Let's do this.
What's up, Ray?
It's awesome. Yeah, I've been here the whole time. Open it up with them, and then now just have all these kids doing all the hard stuff, and I kind of just cruise around and drink beer and hang out. See, look at this guy with a Fish 101 shirt on right here. He just showed up to get a to-go order. That's what Fish 101 has become. It's pretty cool.
Just went fishing me and Johnny the other day on Monday, so can't complain. Fresh seafood 2 times a day. Whenever the fishing's good, season's good.
I did it 6 years already,
and I like it. I like it going with like family.
I've been here since I was 16. It's been almost 7 years now, being a part of just something a little more than, you know, just a restaurant. It really feels like we're family.
So now I can cut like really big fishes, like 350 pounds, no problem. And yeah, it's amazing. And I'm lucky to be the fish cutter here.
We went down to Cabo with the Fish 101 crew, and kind of turned into like a full like Mexico Baja adventure. You know, we did a lot of surfing, fishing, just kind of messing around in the desert, you know, things you do down in Mexico.
The beauty of the beaches there is just amazing. It's just like a kid's dream to play around there.
My crew consisted of like 30 groms. Gosh, so many kids. It was like hectic. But we scored some fun little rights, and we had this one session, this fun little ride off this little like rock formation.
Where was that at?
In her car.
Friggin' took my friggin' cellular device, little devil.
You heard it.
Cabo! Cabo and skinny jeans, let's go! Just kind of chilling out here, popping a couple cola with the bros, you know, just chilling. About to go get the shot. Yeah, all in all, really, really good day.
We're going fishing today.
To me, it's really important to, you know, travel and kind of get out of your own comfort zone just to experience life and different cultures. Because, I mean, if you just stay in one place, it's like a little bubble. But when you go out and see like how they fish and how they live off of the land, it's pretty interesting.
I definitely think it's important to get out of your comfort zone, get out of your local scene, travel, get used to different zones around the world, because that's what life's all about.
Let's keep watching the sunrise. Same old place with the same old eyes. Heaven's been chasing and I am losing speed.
Seeing new places, seeing new things, seeing new cultures, you know, really gaining your overall perspective as like a person.
Well, I really think it's important to get out of like the North County bubble, because you need to be able to understand that that's not your whole universe.
So beautiful, beautiful, my Joan.
Fish 101, it's not just a restaurant, like it's so much more than that.
It kind of turned in from just like a little restaurant to almost like a family or like a community of people that all kind of came together and all with the same passion of the water.
It's more of a lifestyle, you know? It's like fishing, surfing, diving, the whole adventure scene. That's what Fish 101's all about.
I think taking these kids on trips, like for me, it's a way to channel fun, and it gives me so much gratitude to see the smile at stoke on these kids' faces. Watching them catch their first yellowtail, watching them catch their first tuna, it's so gratifying for me. It reminds me of my youth.
To the top. 'cause it's a chore. Sarah, smile, seem deny you. Sarah, Sarah, got no way to go to the top, to the top. As a rich man with a sprite tan and no sweat and wants it and thinks you would be quite getting a walk with a deal to it. You can abandon your stand with your soul. Why you annoying and top when you got to the top?
The kids coming up in this area just to head down to Baja and get the quality of waves and life. It's just so epic down there, and it's seriously one of the most beautiful places in the world. And for a kid around here, you just don't get it very often. You go down there and you get those perfect waves, no one out. Everywhere's so crowded around here, and yeah, it's a special place to go and definitely a great place to train for your up and coming surfer. All that build up, and then when you pull up to the beach and the waves are firing, offshore wind, 6 foot pumping, those excitement levels, you can't get your wetsuit and booties on quick enough, you know what I mean?
When you think of Fish 101, you don't think of just a fish restaurant. You think of like all the cool kids who represent them and all the cool stuff that they do. Almost every day you'll see someone with a Fish 101 hat, you know?
It's kind of like a family, and we're all just so close and good friends.
Now it's become the center of this huge community of surfers and fishermen and spear fishermen, free divers, and people that just generally love the ocean.
If I open up my heart, I'm also opening a door. It's gonna feel so good outside, and it won't you around anymore, and it won't you around anymore, and it can't you around anymore. You don't know what you don't know what you don't know what I need, you don't know what you don't know what you don't know what you don't know what I need, and I don't need this. I say a man's made by his hands, I say a man's made by his will, to make a choice in the face of
Fish 101 helps surfers in the community like more than any restaurant business.
It's kind of brought our whole community together in a way that it hasn't been in the years past. You know, John Park has kind of become the fun uncle for all of us. He takes us fishing, he takes us surfing. We've all kind of melded into this crazy family.
Driving always felt so lonesome. It never rains here, it's dead anyways. And I can't stand the thought of riding right here. So maybe driving keeps you safe. Are you tired of waiting on some air to breathe? Are you tired of me? Are you tired of waiting? Are you tired of me? Baby, set me free. Do you got a car? Do you got a set of keys? Tell me where you're going. Is there room for me? Have you got a heart? Have you got an empty seat? Take me driving bloody somewhere, set me free. Do you got a car?
Alright guys, I'm Fisher Devon here with Coco Coach. Hey guys, it's Fisher Devon. I'm here with Coco Coach. Oh my. Hey guys, I'm here. Hello, 253. Alright, last side, here we go.
My bedroom walls are feeling more like Shallow sleep and bloodshot eyes. Someone save me from these sad, sad poems. Let's run away on a by 5. Are you tired of waiting on some air to breathe? Are you tired of me? Are you tired of waiting?